Welcome to Flosstube number 29. I have just done my whole intro and then realized I wasn't filming. So I'm doing it again. Welcome. My name is Hanneke, for those of you who don't know me. I have been doing Flosstube, I think, for a year and a half now, and I really love it. I love the community, I love the things we do together. I love stitching, and it's lovely to chat about my stitching for a little while because I don't have many people in my close circle who stitch. My mum does, my sister does now, but that's about it. So, yeah, it's nice to chat to you about the stitching. I have got fully finishes, I have finishes, new starts, whips, so all of that. I do seem to have stitched a little bit less, and that is mainly because work is very busy at the moment. I work 5 days a week, and I'm on a diet. And I don't know about you, but when I'm dieting, I do not have as much energy as when I am not dieting. So I have to, sometimes in the evenings, I just cannot be asked. So I leave it. And that's okay too. I still got about maybe 10, 11 pieces next to me, so that's still good. Let's start with my little teacup. Because also for those who don't know me that well yet, I have a teacup collection and I collect Royal Albert teacups. So you can see a little bit behind me there on the stand. And I show one teacup each time. I've also just had the flu because in the Netherlands basically everyone is having the flu at the moment. And I find I'm a little bit short of breath, which I believe is part of it at the moment. So if you think what's wrong with her, that's that. This is the teacup. So this is Cottage Garden. And I think this is so pretty. The pretty little roses, pink, and then with a little bit of blue behind that, and then the rim of gold. I think this is lovely. One of my favorites, this one of my favorites. For those of you who'd like to see the back, the stamp. And then the teacup. Now the teacup is slightly broken, and I do try to have a collection of only fully not broken cups. Intact, that's the word I was looking for, intact cups. This one has a slight dent here. It's not even slight, it's actually quite big. But when I put it in the stand that I have it in, you can't see the lower half of it. So it's okay for me at the moment. I do hope to find this one day fully intact. But this is so pretty. So pretty. So that is what I will be drinking my tea out of, and it is fennel tea today. Now, one of you said, "Oh, I'd love to see the teapots that you use." And if I go like that, you will see 3 little teapots: blue, off-white or beige, and white. And I also have a pink one. And these are from Japan 1 or Japan 0. Let me just have a look. 0 Japan. And these are the smallest size they have. So they have several sizes, and these are small, and they give about 2.5 to 3 cups of my Royal Albert cup. So I think it's perfect. So that's what I use. So I pick a tea, I pick a teacup, and then I pick a teapot, and then I'm all set. Right. Let's start with my fully finishes. I finished Landscape by Nikkipattern, and that's a series of 4. I bought all 4, and then I stitched one for my sister, and now I finished one for myself. And I say for myself, I have put this one on Etsy, and that's mainly to prove a point because a colleague of mine said, "Oh, there'll be a great market for pieces like this, for stitched handmade pieces." And I said, I don't think there is. I think the people who are interested in this want to stitch it themselves. And so I've put this on Etsy to see if anyone would buy it. So far, no one. So we'll see. I do think it's very pretty. It has very nice depth, as Nikkipattern does. You know, she is one of my favorites. She is on Etsy, and on the back I just glued a pretty paper. I love this. It's on a 16 count Ada, white, and I've chosen a wooden look frame. Those are quite cheap, and I've left a bit of white. You could also go for one that goes narrowly around the piece. I didn't have that one in stock in stash, and so I thought this is fine. I think I finished my sister's piece like this as well, and I do like it. So I'm very happy with this finish. I think I had to do about 2,000 stitches, and I just kept going and kept going. So, and then it was finished. I love the way when you stitch this section, the depth sort of comes into the whole piece, and it just comes to life. So yeah, very happy with that. 16 count. Quite a bit of block stitching here and there. So I think this was the most confetti-ish on this piece that I did. It's not confetti, but confetti-ish. Pretty, isn't it? So that one's done. So I've got two others. Like I said, I purchased a set of 4. I don't think I will do that anytime soon, but I won't be surprised if I do make the other 2 as well. Right, my next finish is a finish I did this morning. And this piece I have fought with. I've genuinely, I've redone it so many times. I'm actually going to pause this because I started this piece on a different fabric, different count even. So I'm going to show you that as well so you can see the difference. So I'm just going to pause for a second and I'll be right back. So this is January from the Village Club by Country Cottage Needleworks, I think. And I started last time on 18 count, some kind of beige, I have no idea. But the white is 3865. And as you can see already now, it is not really coming up as white as I like it. So I decided to discontinue and change to a different piece of fabric. So I did. I went to 16 count rather than 18 count because I also found it quite fiddly on the 18 count. So I went to 16 count and then I went to country vintage mocha, something like that. No idea. And this is a fabric that I got from Casa Senina, I think in Italy. And this is the finish. So this morning I made it into a pillow. And I like this. I like this color better because the white shows up a lot nicer. I like the 16 count better because I think the cuteness of the pattern comes out better on 16 count. So I was quite pleased when I started on this one. Not to say that I don't like this one. I do, but it's just the white that I don't like. So I was happy to switch to a 16 count and I will stitch all of these on 16 count. I might change fabric color depending on the one that comes out and the colors they use in that one. But yeah, this one I'm very happy with. January. Now I have restitched this house twice. No, sorry, the other one. This house twice. I have done the snow flakes several times. I don't know what it was. I kept miscounting. To be fair, I was stitching this when I was sick as well. So, you know, don't know about you, but that is not a good time to stitch really. But it isn't that very cute. I love how it's symmetrical. You all know my wish to stitch symmetrical stuff, and this is just good for my soul. I have also received the next one. So that was in the post. I get this from Ik Borduur, um, which is an online shop in the Netherlands, and she sends it out the moment she gets it. Now, I know that a lot of people in America have already started stitching this, but because it has to come all the way from America to here and then to my house, that means we're a bit later. So I'll probably leave this one out for most of February, just until I finish this one. Uh, I have no wish or I feel no pressure to having to keep up with it. But I did really enjoy stitching this. I had great fun doing that. I like the colors. I think it's just cute. So yeah, very happy. Very happy. This is my back. This is how I do my backs. So there were little pins in here. I wouldn't do this if I had children or small children in this house. I don't, so I always do it like that. So yes, very happy with this fully finish. Then I finished. I haven't fully finished yet because I don't know how. This is one I have to dive into and decide how to do this properly. When I went to the house in the woods, I started a few new things, and one of those was a bookmark that I got from Etsy. And I stitched on that twice and then put it away, never stitched on it again. Until now, because I decided to finish it all the way. And so I did. This designer has lovely patterns of little bookmarks that still have quite a nice scene or scenery um, on it. And I really like this one. It's very springy, very nice colors to work with. That's actually how I got back to it because I have all these little drawers with the colors of my patterns. And I saw the drawer with the colors of this and I thought, those are nice colors. Why am I not stitching with that? And then I got back to this piece and finished it. So that was a lot of stitching. Like I said, I have no idea how to finish it. Something in me says to sew it with a fabric and then put a piece of paper in between it to keep it straight, something like that. But we'll see. I do like it. I think it is very pretty and I would like to use it as well for my books. I will have to figure this one out. If anyone has a great tip for a tutorial or something like that, I'm all ears. Just put it in the comments and I'm happy to have a look. So yes, that's another finish. And then I finished House in the Woods. Because this piece I fell in love with. I've been stitching on it quite a bit. It's not a big piece. This is also from Etsy and I will put everything in my description box. So if you're interested in this, you can just go on there and look for the pattern and look for the person I got it from. This one is from Etsy. I have made a lot of changes to this pattern. So I've changed colors. I've changed the house from a white house to a red brick house. I have changed the fabric color. This is the country mocha again. This is an 18 count. And yeah, so it's completely different. I've left out some motifs, pumpkin motifs. I've even left out the pumpkins that were supposed to be here. So I've left out a lot of stuff, just because this is completely reminiscent of the house in the woods that I stayed in when I was on holiday in my autumn break, during my autumn break. So I've just made it like that. And I think this is so pretty. I love this. And I am still thinking about having this either professionally framed or thrifting a very nice wooden frame. And what I would love to have is a wooden frame that is like uh, this big, So you have a good size wooden frame around it in sort of this color, dark brown. I would love that. But then it has to fit this piece. And I found one recently and I thought, oh, that might be the one, but it's too small. And so it has to be the right size. So that might be difficult to thrift. We'll see. So it's either that or professionally framing this one. Because I think this is so, so pretty. I don't know why I love this one so much. I think it's quite artsy with the way they did the trees. And this is exactly how that little house felt with those massive trees next to it. It was exactly this. I contemplated writing something here, like a date or something, and I didn't like it, so I took it out. And I decided this was the piece. This was it for me. It was finished. If you're interested in my colors, I'd like to say leave a comment, but I think I don't know anymore. Because I just put all the colors back. So I wouldn't know. Sorry. This is on 18 count. Yeah, and I love it. Love, love, love. So that's my fourth finish. And I think that's good going. I think that's good going. I did find over the past few weeks that I enjoyed stitching on pieces until they were finished. So I kept going a lot longer than I normally would. So yeah, I quite enjoyed that. I think I had 29 whips after my last Flosstube. Now I have 25 whips. Um, did I have a little? I don't remember because I've started two as well. Anyway, I have gone down in whips. Let's leave it at that. I have gone down. Um, and like there's other pieces that are nearing a finish, like Petit Carré. So I might want to focus on that for a couple of weeks as well. But yeah, this one is done, and I've had a great time stitching it. And this designer has lovely pieces, very artsy, very unique. Is it lupine or something? Sprouting lupine, I think, on Etsy. And I think they have a very unique style, very nice colors, very pretty. So I can only recommend. Now my new starts, I have two new starts. And as I said, one was from a piece that I ordered somewhere in December, November, December. And this one I've had in my stash for quite a long time. And I haven't started it yet. This is from Sweet Wing Studio. And it is well with my soul. And this is the second one in a series. I made the first one, so this is the first one. God is good. And I made this on a 16 count, so it's quite big. With a selection of colors from DMC. So I just picked colors and I stitched this pillow, which I still think is very nice. I'm very pleased with this one, but although I do think it is quite big. So yeah, I finish it as I always do. Now the idea is to make sort of a selection of pillows, faith related, that I can put together in sort of a display. And last time I showed you this one. My home is my Lord's home. And this one is not by Sweet Wing Studios, but someone else. You can see it in my previous video. And my idea is to use the same or similar colors to this one so I can put them all together. And so that is a selection of flosses that I bought from het Garenhuisje, and they are by Classic Colorworks. And so I pick from this. I have a few more. So this one I will change to the colors that I have. And then I'm stitching it on 20 count this time. And so it'll be a lot smaller than the other one that I made. And this is my start. It is well. So it will go with this one. And that's the whole idea, to have, I would love to have about 8 of these little pillows, again, faith related, that I can put together. Same as I do with my Shannon Christine pillows for Christmas. So this will be another selection. This is, like I said, 20 count. I use 1 strand of floss, and the top one is Just Rust by Classic Color Works. And I think the other one, let me have a good look. I think it is Chesapeake Bay. And then I will add the other colors as I go along. And then it will be the second one in my faith related. And since we're talking about this, I am a member of Shannon Christine's club. And I think she has 3 kinds of clubs, and I'm in the sort of the regular one. You get different kinds of patterns throughout the month. And it's about €10, I think, something like that, or $10, I'm not sure. And the last 2 that she has put on there, I am in love with those. So one of them is a small Christmas stocking, and I've already got everything lying there. I'm going to start that, even though it's not Christmas. It's the perfect addition to my Shannon Christine display pillows. And there's another one that is bigger, but it has beautiful snowflakes and houses. It's green and white, and it's perfect. So I will make that one as well. So I was so pleased when those came out. But I have put them in my to do later list for now, because apart from that stocking, it's a small one. So you'll see that next time. But this is my start on It Is Well With My Soul. Very happy I finally started that, and I finally decided on the colors and everything. Then my next new start is one that I showed before. It is these 3 pieces. So it is Faith, Hope, and Love. And when I was watching Welcome Stitchery, someone had stitched it. Someone who stitched for the shop stitched it in a row, top to bottom. So I'm doing that as well. So I'm doing them on top of each other. And I've also decided to change the colors. So I'm stitching this on 20 count. I'm stitching it with 1 strand of floss. And my idea was to stitch this with the selection of soie d'Alger that I have. When I made a start, did not like it. Actually, that was on 20 count. I did not like the 20 count, and I did not like the soie d'Alger. So I then moved to an 18 count, and I picked DMC colors, and I'm stitching with 2 strands. And I love it now. Love it. So again, I will put this on 1 piece of fabric, and I just pick a different color, and I've picked a completely different color scheme, basically. So this is what I have. Let me see, big one, small one. I am going for a pink and green color scheme. If you're interested in this color scheme, just leave a comment, because I don't have the colors here right now. But it is regular DMC. A dark green, a lighter green, and a light pink. I have not yet decided whether, because the next section is going to be light pink, but it's quite big. So I'm not sure whether I will do a couple of rows, maybe 2 or 3, with a darker pink, just to give a bit more depth. What you basically do with this design is that you stitch a section in 1 color, and then you move up to a different color. And when I just started again, I thought, I'm not sure about this. But this is genuinely a piece that grows and grows, and it's just lovely. So I was thoroughly in love when I was stitching this. And yeah, I love the color scheme. I like green, obviously. My house is green. I like pink. So that goes better than the color scheme that is this. Even though I love this, I'm not saying this is not nice. I'm just saying that I've changed it to fit my house. And I think pink is 221 or 223. The greens, I'm not sure. But I'm happy to leave a to answer your question if you'd like to know. And so this is all the way up, so I can put all of them on here. Yeah, I love it. This is going quite quickly. I'm almost halfway on this first one. So it is quite quick stitching. I did have to get used to it, that you sort of stitch straight, but I do like it. And I like the results. I think this is very pretty. So that's my other start. And I'm very happy that I started it and restarted it, to be honest, because I didn't like the 20 count, didn't like the soie and I love soie so I don't know what happened there. But I'm happy with 18 and DMC. Let's have a sip of our drink. Hmm. Then I have a couple of whips. Actually, let's share with you the winner of the Peacock design. So that is a design by Heaven and Earth, and it is massive. It's one of the biggest ones they have on their website, I think. It is beautiful, absolutely stunning. It's max colors. Most of you didn't want it. Most of you didn't leave peacock, which was the word I chose, and I fully understand. But some of you did. So this one is going to Michelle Thompson, 8768. And she said it's beautiful. So I hope you will have a lot of joy from it. It is a PDF. So if you can just send me an email, my email is in the description box, then it will come to you on your email account. But yeah, so it is very, very big. And should you ever decide to start it, please let us know and let us join in the fun because I still think it is one of the prettiest pieces, prettiest designs I've ever seen. And if it wasn't that big, I might restart it, but it is so, so large that too much for me. Mind you, Heaven and Earth Designs do, I believe, try to change their sizes or colors to on request. So who knows what I'll do. The next one is a piece that I started last time, and it is Read the Books and Stitch the Things. This is from Etsy, and I fell in love with this piece, and I've thoroughly enjoyed stitching it. I was over sort of the halfway line, and then thought, I don't have enough fabric. I do not have enough fabric. So that was in the morning, so there was a little panic going on. But I have just about enough. It is just about enough. So yeah, that was a relief. I am stitching it with the colors as charted. Well, that's not correct. I'm using the colors that are suggested, but the words, literature, and the other side will be needlework. I am stitching with a color, a bright color. It's sort of a brownish rose pink, rather than a very light grey, because I thought it'd be nice if they are jumping out a little bit more. So that's the only change I've made so far, which is good. And I'm stitching this on parchment, and this is an 18 count. And I'm doing 2 strands of floss. I love this piece. It is such a joy to stitch. It is a quick stitch, a lot quicker than I thought it would be. I love the colors, even though they don't really go in my house. I still think they are very nice. I'd like to use this as a book sleeve anyway, so it doesn't really matter what my house looks like. Um, but yeah, this is a joy to stitch. This blue is popping off the fabric. Yeah, love it. I was stitching those letters and I thought it was just a whole alphabet. And then I thought, oh, that's weird. They've got the R twice. Why would they do that? And only when I walked away and then came back to it, I thought, oh, it has a word on it. So I'd stitched the whole word of literature, did not realize that's what it said. So sometimes you have to step back to see the picture. It's pretty, isn't it? Oh, and I did change another thing. I put my initials here and I put 2025. It had something else written here in 2024, so I did make a little change. And this is the very first piece where I put my own initials on it. I've never done that before. So that was it was a moment. So very happy with this one. Very happy indeed. Then a piece that I have not shown you forever because I'm not sure whether I love this piece or hate it. It's one or the other. It's difficult. It's an 18 count black Ada and it is a spring sampler and it has so many color changes. I cannot tell you. And I stitched only a little bit, but I said quite a few floss tubes ago that I was going to show this piece each time, even when I did only a little bit. So I've done only a little bit, but I have done a bit. So I did this green section, and then I did a couple of little flowers here, and that is a whole evening of stitching. So this is so labor intensive because it's just like this one, pretty, looks very much like that. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 colors just in the bud. So that is starting a thread, stopping a thread, starting a thread, stopping a thread. And it's annoying. And then you have the black fabric. But I did buy from Action a light pad and I put that on my lap and that did help. I think that would be the perfect solution if you would work in a Q-snap or in a hoop. But I work in hand and I don't use anything. So I just roll up the fabric and then I hold it. So that means that the top of this is sort of falling down, falling in between fabric that I'm holding and stitching on and the light pad. So then you don't have as much benefit from it. Uh, but yeah, so maybe I should consider stitching this one in a hoop. Either way, I did a little bit on it again. I still like it. It's very pretty. So yeah, I won't put it away. I will still aim to work this one to a finish one day, but it is testing my patience. I don't have any patience. No. So there you go. It is pretty. I do like all these colors. Spring Sampler, it's called. I call it my black mandala, which is wrong. So yes, this is moving ahead slowly. One day, when I'm 90, I will show that one as finished. The next one is another piece that I picked up sort of around New Year's, which is Japanese Garden. And I made a deal with the German stitcher that we were going to work on this. And I did. I didn't do, well, it doesn't look like I did a lot. I actually did quite a bit. And you can now see the lady walking. And I have worked my way up right here. Now this is only a 70 by 70, so I'm nearing the top. But this is a lot of confetti, although I did find out that the confetti is mostly on this side and then on this side, and here on the top and sort of in the middle, it's not too bad. So I seem to have started in the worst section when it comes to confetti. I love the colors. I still love the piece. I think one of you has already finished it. So yeah, I will get there too, slowly but surely. I stitched this on an 18 count. I regret that. It's so much confetti. I prefer 16. But yeah, it does look pretty. It does look pretty. And this is another one where I was stitching and then suddenly I thought, oh, that's the lady. Whereas when you're looking at it, you don't really see that. You're just stitching a brown blob. I like the colors on this. I actually already have the frame for this. Action was selling it. So I bought the frame. So yes, I will continue this and I will hope to finish this in 2025. That'd be nice. And it's only 70 by 70, you know. It's not massive. I should be able to do that. The next one is also one that I have not stitched on for quite a while. This is Kaleidoscope by Vivsters on Etsy. She made this one when I requested this pattern with these colors, and then made it, which was very kind. And I have stitched on this piece and sort of worked all the way up here, worked up here. So yeah, and moving along. This is very pretty. It reminds me very much of what's her name? What's her name? I look her up regularly thinking, oh, those are all very nice. I don't remember, but she has a lot of these pieces where it's all little blocks of color, little sections of color. And this is very similar. It's a lot of blue. Not a fan of the very dark blue. So when I realized up here I was going to have to stitch another few dark blues, I was like, oh no, not again. But it will be very pretty. And this is another one where you have to step away from it and then look at it, and then it's very, very pretty. So yes, this is easy stitching. So after I did my black mandala thing, this is what I moved to. so that's the contrast, I guess. Oh, it's so pretty. I do love it. I do love the way the colors work together. And I can't wait for the pinks and the purple and the oranges that will come at some point. 16 count I stitched this on. Yes, very happy. Very happy with that one. I think she also sells this pattern in different colors. So, and then my last one already, like I said, I stitched a little bit less, but still did quite a bit. This is Leonid Afremov from Artisy. It's a mini, still big though. This is a very colorful piece. I stitched it on a 16 count. I have done about 1,000 stitches on this and only have 1,800 to go. So that is good going. I have not touched this piece for I think about a year, and I am now going quite well again on it. This is heavy confetti, and yeah, I just have to not think about it too much. Just pick a symbol and stitch stitch it in, and then move along. It's not think too much or too hard about it. I did this corner and then worked all the way along to sort of move it up. And like I said, only 1,800 stitches to go. But I have reached the top well and good. And I can just continue this one. I do like it. I I thought over the past year, oh, I'm not sure I'll even finish it, and I probably won't frame it, but I might. I know that these pieces are so pretty when you put it in a nice black frame. So, you know, I might just do that. I have color finishes. I even have 12 color finishes now, which feels like a massive achievement. And I have still a million colors to go. But I'm very pleased. I think the color 814 has about 170 or 140 stitches left. The rest of it is all less than that, with quite a few colors with only 3 or 4 stitches left. So yeah, it's confetti heavy. I do like it though. I was stitching on it this morning, and I don't do a lot. Like the one, like this one, for instance. Uh, with this one, a session, I can easily do 500 or 600 stitches because this is easy stitching. The same time on this piece, I'll have about 200 stitches because it just takes a lot longer. But it is getting there. I'm very pleased that I'm now under 2,000 stitches, and yeah, this one will be very pretty once it is done. So much color in it. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get there. I will keep chipping away on this one. And it also shows that sometimes when you put a piece away for longer, about a year, that doesn't mean it's never going to be finished. It just means that for the moment you've had enough. And you might come back to it. And there are plenty of pieces in my whip pile that I really like and that I haven't stitched on for a while, but I'd love to go back to them. So, you know, I try to make time for that and try to go back to all those pieces that almost seem forgotten sometimes, and they shouldn't be because they're very nice. I am going to start um, a piece from my stash because it's in a magazine and I liked it. My mom liked it, and I'm going to start that one. And I've ordered the Dutch um, hand uh, hand dyed thread, and it is called Paradijsgaren, Paradise Floss, and it is from the same lady who actually designed that pattern. And I am going for a very different color combination. She has phoned me already twice to talk about it and to make sure she's actually dyeing it for me as we speak, basically. So she is making sure that they all complement each other nicely. So I just wanted to mention that because I think that is excellent service. And I hope next time I can show you the floss and I can show you the pattern and show you what I hope to do with it. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Then I have been charting my old 200-year-old piece from the Fraeylemaborg. I am thoroughly enjoying it, but it is difficult. So I think I have one little flower left, sort of in the bottom corner. Um, so I am getting there. I am now, because I sent them an email and I said, could you send me a few more pictures of the piece? Because I'm struggling a bit because of the angle of the picture. So they did. They sent me another picture, which is very clear and very bright. And so I changed quite a few colors because of that. And I also am reconsidering the fabric because on that picture, the fabric looks a lot whiter than it does on my pictures. So that is a bit of a contemplation again. Um, but yeah, we'll see. I will get there and I hope to start stitching it in about 2 or 3 weeks so that I can then really see how the colors work together on the fabric. Uh, and there's one section that I have charted with 2 or 3 very light colors, but it was quite a struggle. And I might move that over to a variegated thread. So that's also something that I have to look at. But the thing is moving along. I am getting there. And it is a great joy. And I do like the fact that at the Fraeylemaborg they are very supportive. Like I said, they send another picture. They said, "Oh, do let us know how it's going." So yeah, they are very supportive, and I think that's very nice. And yeah, I do hope to do this well and to do it justice. And I think that's that. That's all my stitching. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. I hope you enjoyed the things I showed you. I hope you have been stitching on something nice. And I look forward to seeing you all again in February. Like I said, I'm slowing it down a little bit, so it might be the end of February again. Um, but that's okay. We'll see each other again. So thank you very much for watching. Give me a like, give me a subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.